pause in between so you can like lead.
Okay.
But we are back again. I have TS Boxing. Welcome to the stream, TS Boxing. I'm sure we're gonna get. I reckon within 2 minutes we're gonna get people trolling. So, because this topic is one that people just love to, go in on. Have you heard the clip?
No, I haven't. I haven't looked through it.
I'm gonna play the clip. I'll just find it. It was on his Instagram live. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. Let me just find it. Hold on a second. No. It seems that everyone wants to put up what he said in words. Like I saw, I don't know where he Oh man, it's this link here. Let me bring it up. I can't remember the timestamp. It's like 20 something minutes. I'll put it in the private chat. And I'll put it in the public one as well, I guess. Not giving a shout out because that interviewer is a troublemaker. But my issue with this is that in the time we're in now and the situation we're in, especially the situation we're in with American fighters, this is not the time to go against your brothers, really, because it's not the best thing in this climate. And I thought, like, here's the thing, like, I gave it some thought, and I guess it's his opinion, and maybe he's being sarcastic about it and everything, but Jermall doesn't seem like a guy that's sarcastic. He seems like he's a real dude. Like, he will say things and he won't recant on it at all. I don't know. Like, the dude literally just said, nah, Fury beat his ass. But this guy was like supporting Wilder. And then after that, he went on to say that he thinks Wilder will win the third fight. So it's kind of a gray area for me. I'm not really. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, Tyrone?
I mean, slight. I'm not sure what to think of it. I wonder he'd think differently if he got in there. I wonder what he thinks about that guy he beat with one leg. Did he get his ass beat too? I guess.
But still, you have to put that into his perspective, yeah? What if the tables were turned?
That's what I'm saying.
You're seeking a Canelo fight. You're seeking a guy that has tested positive for steroids, performance-enhancing drugs, a guy that has been thrown out there to have judges bribed and the decision going his way always, golden boy, this and that, fights in fucking San Antonio, Texas, next to Mexico. Jermall should be aware that if he does get that fight, he will be set up to lose. He won't get a fair playing field at all.
No.
Same with Golovkin.
No.
Kazakhstani people, they have those connections, So he shouldn't be coming out here and just saying, oh, no, you didn't cheat. Like it's something to just wipe off. Because it's a serious thing that's happened. And for him to just come out and just say that shit, I actually thought he'd think the opposite. I truly do. Fucking Errol Spence thinks he got cheated.
I mean, my opinion is this about in general, do I think it cheated? Yeah, I do. You see the dents and you see everything else. Do I think it made a difference in the fight? No. As far as it ending sooner. Because he wasn't right to come in there to begin with. He was never in the fight. Well, He was off from the very beginning.
Well, he looked like a zombie.
And he cheated in the first fight as well, Fury. But it did. You see how it didn't affect him as much? Very much at all. But Wilder really looked like a zombie in there. Maybe Fury's team put something to that wall. My thing is when I see guys talk about, oh, he dominated, he beat him fair and square. That's so biased, man. And you could be blind and you know he didn't come in right. Nobody's saying Wilder is a god either. And we're not saying he could be beat. If he had lost to Ortiz the first time, you wouldn't hear anything from anybody. Will we be saying Ortiz cheated? If evidence came out, okay, yeah, but no, Wilder looked fine in the Ortiz fight. Was it a great performance? No, it wasn't. But he looked fine. He could move around, he was doing his normal stuff. But the Wilder Fury 2, obviously, he was just not there. And it still took him 7 rounds to get him out of there. By a trainer who threw in the towel. That everybody all of a sudden wants to protect. And they're saying he shouldn't have got rid of Mark Breland. Tell me this. What has Mark Breland done with Wilder the past 12 years? 11 years, 10 years, sorry. About 11 years, yeah. 12, sorry. Any mega improvements? No.
I've been watching the dude's training sessions in 2009.
Does he look that much different from then?
Physically, yes.
Physically, yeah.
But
he's definitely changed physically, but technique, no mega improvements, and he's not game
changing. You
have
to understand that Mark, when he takes Wilder on the pads, what I see is jab, left hook, cross hook, 1-2. I don't see much variation. But these protectors that want to come here and just say, I don't get, this is how people lie, okay? Mark hasn't taught him anything, but as soon as he gets fired, there has to be protection to him.
Right, that's what I don't get.
I don't get that.
He needs to get rid of JDs. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but JD's is not going nowhere. He's been there since day one. And he himself, if you ask JD's if he's a good coach, he'll tell you he isn't. Or at least think so. Or get around it. Because I know people like him, right? He's he's not. It's hard for him to lie. A guy like that. Just the way he acts.
Hey, Mo, if you want to hop on, just let me know, okay?
If he does, he won't you know what I mean? People find it hard to lie straight in your face without giving it away. That'd be JD's. I'm not saying he's lying or anything, but if I were to ask him, JD's, do you think you're a really good trainer? He'll do the humble route, right? He might say, yeah. And he knows he's not that good of a trainer, but he's not going anywhere because he's the first one who put on gloves on that guy.
I think he's all right.
Yeah,
I've talked to him. I have his number.
Yeah, he's gonna go and break down tape and do the little things, but he's not a guy, who's gonna be in the corner. The tech. He doesn't do that stuff. That's not his game.
I just what's up, Mr. Shelton? For me, Jermall, man, fucking heck. And I'm not supporting him any less because of this. I don't have any difference in
Yeah, I guess that's his opinion. But like I said in the beginning, how does he feel about that guy he beat on one leg? And like you said, what if the tables were turned? He'll be saying the same stuff when it happens to him.
Oh, he fucking will. Because he will lose. Jermall will lose.
Yeah, probably down the line.
I don't want him to, but he will lose. But you know how those Charlo twins react to losing? or close fights,
Not very well.
they don't like it. They don't take it very well. Was Wilder out there saying that shit? In fact, Wilder was saying to Jermall, not Jermall, but to Jermall, I can't wait for his fight with Tony Harrison. They're talking trash, this and that. I'm promoting this shit. When have those two ever done something for him? And Wilder doesn't need that in return, but that's just...
Wilder could have easily said, fuck Jermall, Harrison's my guy. Because he's trained with Harrison hundreds of times. They play basketball with each other in the Klitschko camp.
Yeah. Like,
he could have easily said fuck Jermall, but he didn't.
He didn't.
No.
He supports him. I heard Jermall doesn't even like Wilder. I know Jermall...
He won't say that to his face. He doesn't like him because he picked Lubin over him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Wilder picked Lubin over Jermall.
Oh my god!
I think he has something with Lubin. Something there's something personal, some sort of connection. I forgot what it was, but somebody knows somebody, and there's something there. Yeah. Something with him and Lubin, but that's why he doesn't like Wilder, because he picked Lubin over him.
But this isn't an emotional thing, dude. Like, you've got to have a seal on it. You've got to have your lid on it. What's up, Stormy? Appreciate you coming by. Happy birthday, Mr. Shelton.
Oh, happy birthday, man. I didn't even know, man. Happy birthday. How old you turned? 19? Great. Nice.
Man, here's the thing, right? You can have an opinion, okay? But, Tay came out and he talked about it with Drew.
No, Mr. Shelton, you're a shade under 20. If you believe it, you are it. No one with a half a brain believes in Glovegate. Welcome, L Dog. Welcome. Is that Dirk Nowitzki or is that Luka Doncic?
I can't tell.
I like Dirk, but I'm not too big of. Luka is starting to grow on me. Pause, but.
Oh, I gotta play a clip to you.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta play a clip, dude. Oh, you guys aren't gonna like this. Oh, no. You won't like this. You haters out there aren't gonna like this. You gotta say, oh, it's because, he's the same color. Yeah. All right. Let's get ready for this. I'm just gonna play the audio.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, and that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel that happened with Fury and Wilder. You know what I mean? It was along the same lines. WBC feeling that he ain't generating enough money, and Fury's the bigger star, so he was able to do whatever he had to do to win that fight. If you know what I mean.
The second fight, yeah. Like, it was kind of like I was looking at that fight like, man, I'm like, come on, man, like, I'm like, man, I don't know, man.
Something in the glove. Yeah.
You feel me? They could, I watch YouTube, so a lot of people were saying it was something in the glove, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, man.
I mean, fuck it, sue me. I'm gonna tell you my opinion on it.
Okay.
They had replica gloves. He only had something in his right glove. They had replica gloves. They put something over the camera and pulled out the replica right glove that already had an egg weight in it, and it was stitched back up, sewed back up, and they put that glove on him before they went out. And they had two pairs of the same exact gloves, so they couldn't say, "Oh, that ain't the right glove." They just switched that right glove out before they went out. That's why they put the thing over the camera, so they can get it out of his bag or one of his coach's bags.
Ooh.
It is what it is. It ain't hard to, people that don't want to hear the truth or don't want to acknowledge the truth and deal with the truth, they're gonna look the other way about it. But shit, the reality and the facts is right there, man. The facts is all in their faces. They just don't want to accept it. So that's what that is. So, yeah.
What do we think of that?
Well, Jermall is definitely trying to toe the line there. Listen,
do you know who that was speaking?
I don't know the interviewer. No.
That was Charles Martin.
What? I didn't even know that. Were they on a live together?
Man, let me pull it up on video. Yeah, Miss Stormy.
Were they on a live
Yeah.
together? Wait, were they on a live together?
I don't have time for that shit in the chat.
Is that what Charles Martin was saying? I thought that was an interviewer. Wait, who was on the live? Wait, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
How would you like it if I came over and said, "Viva Australia"? Huh? Get out of here, man. Let me pull it up on the video.
Yeah, share screening. I'm a bit confused.
I know you love Charles, so you know.
I do like Charles Martin.
I walk this earth.
I think it's a bum fight, but I like Charles. I do like Charles Martin. I might buy his mixtape.
I walk this earth. Like, I'm trying to think of something. Alrighty. Let's share screen this. Holy shit. All right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing.
You see it?
Yeah. Prince.
Reality of it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel that happened with Fury and Wilder. You know what I mean? It was along the same lines, you know. WBC feeling that he ain't generating enough money. And Fury's the bigger star. So he was able to do whatever he had to do to win that fight, if you know what I mean.
The second fight, yeah. Like, it was kind of like I was looking at that fight like, man, I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'm like, man, I don't know, man.
Something in the glove. Yeah.
You feel me? They could, you know, I watch YouTube, so a lot of people were saying it was something in the glove, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, man.
I mean, fuck it, sue me. I'm gonna tell you my opinion on it. Okay. They had replica gloves. He only had something in his right glove. They had replica gloves. They put something over the camera and pulled out the replica right glove that already had an egg weight in it, and it was stitched back up, sewed back up, and they put that glove on him before they went out. And they had two pairs of the same exact gloves, so they couldn't say, "Oh, that ain't the right same glove." They just switched that right glove out before they went out. That's why they put the thing over the camera, so they can get it out of his bag or one of his coach's bags.
Ooh.
It is what it is. It ain't hard to, you know, people that don't want to hear the truth or don't want to acknowledge the truth and you know, deal with the truth, they're gonna, you know, look the other way about it. But shit, you know, the reality and the facts is right there, man. The facts is all in their faces. They just don't want to accept it. So that's what that is.
So your last fight this
I've got to watch that interview back.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He was. What did he say about the Gerald Washington fight?
I don't know. Gerald Washington also thinks there was some funny stuff going on.
Yeah, I know.
Let me see the chat. Hey, Coach Chris.
For somebody to say like the guy isn't a cheater is just in the stars.
No, but like, you know, there's a guy, you know, when L-Dog says no one believes Glovegate, well, a former champion just came out and said what he thought happened in a very detailed explanation. So I don't get it. Like, what do you want exactly? You know? There's too many people going around, you know, lying. And, you know, this has been in talk since March last year. We're still talking about this shit now, you know. He did say that, Stormy.
But you see, this is one of, I mean, I like Charles Martin. He's just a funny character to me. I like Charles Martin, the way he acts, too.
But I like that mentality.
Right. You know? Well, I think a fight, but I think a fight between him and Wilder is a bad fight. I don't think Wilder would have to come down to fight somebody like Martin. I think he needs to stay at that level. You know, that's if I'm being honest, I don't like a fight between him and Wilder because I think Wilder's much better than that. But I like Charles Martin. Every time I've said it, you've heard me said I do like Charles Martin.
Oh yeah.
Charles Martin is hardly someone with a fully functioning brain now, is he? Well,
Hold on.
he got
Just
6
let me.
million for sitting down and not
Just let,
taking too much
hold on a
credit.
second.
Mm.
Yeah, Stormy, all good. I'll put the link in there so you guys can access it. Yes, he's grown ice. Yep. L-Dog, weren't you and the other guys people giving Joshua credit for the win over Martin? But now, because he said this, he doesn't have a fully functioning brain. Apparently. You guys lose here, man. Sorry. And Errol Spence thought in the first fight there was something fishy. You know, he retweeted a tweet of the loose glove. You know,
He tweeted it, the loose glove in the first fight. Who came out and said he was cheating when the first fight happened?
who Charles Martin said the first fight they cheated as well.
That
And,
yeah. In hindsight, but
Who
back
else?
then,
Who else?
like back then, before the second fight.
Who said it's not Nicholas Asbury?
Well, he said, yeah, Nicholas Asbury was saying that was after the first fight, but before the second fight, he was saying he was cheating.
Who else? Do you know who else said it?
No, not really. If I'm honest.
Oh, man, if someone might have said something, but I have no gripe towards L-Dog. You know, it's just don't
Why they go on the offensive against people who believe the stuff about the glove?
This is why I don't talk about Glovegate. We get everyone goes weird. Everyone goes weird when we talk about.
You just heard my opinion about it, right? Like, I do believe that these gloves, he may have had something in the glove because of that dent. But do I think it made a difference in the fight? No, because I felt something was wrong with Wilder before he got in there. Before he threw a punch. So something was done early. Something was wrong early.
Oh man.
They see a cheater? Yeah. We have the evidence. We have the proof is there.
Salute Volts. Hey, look, you know what? Jermall's gonna say it to his face.
Salute Volts.
He's gonna say it to his face now.
Mm-hmm.
He has to, just like Tiafimo. These people now have to say it to their face. Because once you say this, because this is a very serious thing.
Tiafimo, he was like, I wasn't calling him a bitch. I just meant bitch behave. Tiafimo got his teeth fixed because of me.
Yeah, he heard you.
He heard me say it. Now he needs to get his dad's teeth fixed.
Man, but Jermall Charlo should be wary of this stuff because it's like, again, you want to fight Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
You will get cheated in that fight. In some way, in a small way or big way, you will come across it. You will not get an even playing field. You will not get an even playing field there. I'm sorry. You just won't. So,
what about that poor guy he fought on one leg? I'm going to keep going on about this, and I have his picture here. I'm going to switch it.
Oh, boy.
Fuck. Where is this shit?
And Lou DiBella needs to shut up as well.
He's pissed because he's not working as much with the PBC as before. The BFTB is Chad Mullen. The guy is a force. These trolls are persistent. Pink Panther, Ibex, they're out in full force.
I haven't even talked bad about
Mr. Sean say, you see what Mr.
Yeah, man.
No, he said something. Make sure you weirdos come to I Am Ill Will tonight. Come over.
Come on over.
I don't know why
at Charlo's comments, to be honest. I was too.
Well, I'm gonna bring that picture of that dude here.
Which guy was it? I can't remember.
Jorge Sebastian Highland. Oh god.
Jermall needs to he needs to focus on himself. You know, not he got fucked over in that interview. He got bounced around everywhere. He got told what to say and do in that one. You know? Oh, answer this question, answer that question. Oh, what do you think of this? Oh, I'm going for Joshua because he's black, and he seemed real off in that interview. It's like I don't believe what you're saying, man. You just fucking maybe he was drunk or something. Who knows? Wasn't he drunk Wasn't he and Jermall and all that drunk at Wilder's fight with Severn?
We all do that. Him, Broner, Easter.
Yeah, they were all there. They were all there at his fight after he beat
Like,
Severn.
weird.
And Adrian's Boner, I'm with Wilder, ma. And then he, proceeds.
I'm with my neck, man.
That's what he said, though. He's like, fuck you talking about? I'm with Wilder. Adrian Broner's funny, but he's got bad discipline, man. He's not good.
Better now, apparently. Salute, Coach Chris. I didn't see Coach Chris, man. Salute. Okay, here's the picture.
Hold on a second. Stormy, yes, this is how you know there's a concerted effort to undermine and destroy Wilder for a distinctive reason. I know last night I commented on your videos with Wilder and Ortiz, Stormy, and Stormy B-Man said a very interesting thing. He said no one in the division, right now anyway, can beat Wilder. And I remember that picture. And he said, and then he quickly said, unless they cheat him. He said this in November 2019. It's come to freaking fruition.
What did he say? Who said this?
Stormy.
Oh, it said they will cheat him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw your comments and responded. Oh, I gotta go check back Stormy because it didn't come up on my notification. I'm telling you, some of these athletes, you think of this or that. Well, Canelo's a good example. I mean, I don't agree with Charlo, to be honest. He was fine. He was asked about the heavyweight division. He asked. Yeah, he said the heavyweight division sucks. He's like, come down to middleweight and fight.
From the heavyweight division? Who will come down for middleweight? Well,
everyone.
A couple of guys, not top guys in the heavyweight division, who are like 5'10", who should not be fighting at heavyweight.
James Toney was 5'10". He was special.
Yeah, but he moved up.
Yeah, I know. He moved up. He didn't move down.
There are a couple of guys who should be moving down.
Who's this person that's... hold on a second.
Like, Mr. Sheldon's got so much hate, he has a fake Mr. Sheldon who follows him around. Unbelievable.
You like them? Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's all right, Stormy. They know each other. That's between them. Who are you talking about? You're talking about they'll see each other again. Who?
They'll see each other. That's between them. They'll see. Yeah, Coach Chris. But I promise you, they won't have much to say to Wilder, or he won't have much to say.
Well, unless you want to go up to a big ass human being.
Exactly. They don't. They all don't seem to have much to say.
Who's the last guy? Who's the last guy to Yeah, Stormy, I'll send you
Brazil was the only one who did it, believe it or not.
Remember after he knocked down Negron and Wilder standing up and he's like,
yeah,
it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, man. That's the only guy that's literally doing that for me. Fucking Joshua's not doing that. Remember when Wilder was going to go over to the UK? Oh, no, you know, security.
Why did they keep him so far from the ring in the clip show? They kept him like all the way. Did you see where they kept him?
Who?
When Wilder went to the Klitschko fight.
Which Klitschko? Oh, the when he was commentating?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he was on. You've seen the clip where he does a fist pump with Joshua?
No, I didn't actually.
They touch gloves. They like high fived each other. Like they fist pumped each other.
Oh,
Wilder got up out of his seat and he reached up and he fist pumped Joshua. And then Joshua proceeds to call out Tyson Fury.
It's somebody who's not even boxing at that point in time.
How the hell are you gonna go up to the WBC heavyweight champion? Let me pull the clip up. God damn. Remember he was with Tony Bellew as well. Jesus.
He put his arm around him and it came back around. He could have tickled his chin.
Why do people ask fighters that obviously don't pay attention to the details that other fighters do? Yeah, it's true. You know. Where's the clip? Oh, I've got it. It's on my channel. Yes. Let me bring this up. I still haven't had all my punch.
Yeah, Mr. Sheldon. Coach.
Weird son bitch. Is that a good one, Mr. Shelton? Weird son bitch. That's what you say. All right, here we go. Here is the clip.
Yeah, Coach Cruz, definitely.
All right. Can you see this?
Uh-huh.
Shit. Hold on a minute.
That's the guy you need to be fighting next. So why are you
Look?
Yeah.
This is literally Wilder. This is literally him. Oh shit, hold on. Look, that's Joshua in the corner.
Yeah.
And then he calls out Tyson Fury. What is going on here? Let me show that one more time. Jesus Christ. That's nuts. That is the weirdest shit ever. Like it's almost meant to be. Like it was always meant to be Joshua Fury all along. Huh? Not calling out the champion that's there and, you know, all that. You want to call out someone that's out of the sport. You want to do that instead. I can't believe that shit. That blows my mind. Klitschko and Fury. Klitschko was ringside for the Molina fight with Joshua. Joshua was pointing to David Haye as well. And then you freaking got Fury being called out. When he's not even in the ring. When he's been suspended. When he's on a layoff. And Wilder is right there. What happened with Wilder? Wilder went to the UK. He tried it there. He went to the Ortiz fight the same year and called Ortiz out. When Ortiz is like, I want you, motherfucker. And then the year after, a year from then on, he went to Brazil's fight. Called him out there, or at least got called out and then stood up. I mean, crazy, man. Let's see what Coach Chris has said. Obviously, Wilder and Slim ain't actually cool. If there was, folks, Wilder would have smartened it. What's he talking about there? If that was, folks, Wilder would have smartened.
Ortiz smartened beat his ass.
Uh,
Slim actually ain't actually cool. I don't get it. I don't know what he's saying.
Sorry, saying that him and yeah, explain that, Coach Chris. But I remember the Ortiz fight. He said, motherfucker, I wanna fight you. I wanna fight you. You wanna fight me? Yeah.
Oh God.
He's like, yeah.
That is literally the exact way he said it.
I want to fight you. You want to fight me? Yeah.
All right, stay by the phone, baby. You mess this opportunity up.
Ortiz he didn't know what he was saying.
Do you think if Luis Ortiz did that back in 2016 to Joshua, you think they would have let Ortiz in the fucking ring?
No, the next day on Boxing Scene, you would have seen Matchroom releases King Kong Ortiz.
Eddie Hearn is literally that scared of Ortiz.
Can't believe he brought that guy in there.
Like, literally. Like, he has genuine fear. Like, I can't let my boy fight that dude. I can't let him fight that Cuban dude. He's in an interview saying, Ortiz is terrible. And then he's, doing the King Kong thing, Have you seen that interview? Because that's nuts. Yeah, Coach, I need you to elaborate on that. Just a second, I need to fix this. I thought that was Glasses Malone interviewing what do you call it? Interviewing Jermall Charlo there for a minute. I'm like, what the? I'm like, is this Glasses Malone? Craziest thing, man. Let's see the chat. Tyrone, am I all caught up on the chat?
I think so. Let me check.
Oh, okay. He means Charlo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Obviously, Wilder and Charlo ain't clearly. I mean, you know, this is the issue. Why don't people just support each other? Why do they have to bring people down? Like see, this is the thing. Oh, Jermall Charlo said it. LDBC are going on suicide watch, and LDBC, you know, your own black guy said this about that black guy, and you know, you guys aren't really with each other, and this and that. Oh, because he said it, that means it's untrue. I don't give a fuck if he says it's untrue. There's a picture of his knuckles showing. There's a picture of dents. There's a picture of a cut in his ear. I don't care what he says. I mean, obviously I do because I'm making a video on it, aren't I? But the point being is that, I mean, if someone's going to show him the fucking, like, all those what do you call people in the group? All those hanger-ons.
Yeah.
That Jermall has with him.
Dick riders.
Well, I prefer not to use that term, but you know, that's another way of saying it. Yeah. Would that not have shown him? Like literally, you're telling me he like either he hasn't seen it, or he's seen it and he thinks it's not cheating. That means maybe Jermall needs to maybe not box anymore. Maybe he can't see. Maybe he'll fail his medicals. Huh? Boy, if I said that to him, he'd crack the shits.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I mean, Jermall, you know, Jermall would crack it much quicker than Jermall. You know, I don't know, dude. Did you hear about? I told you about Brian and Stavern, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if he got. I have to check that thing I put on Don King's page. But yeah, that was supposed to be a failsafe before that was right before Char is en route.
Man,
I guess it backfired. Now he's gonna lose against Brian and probably retire.
isn't Char flying over there now?
Yep, he's en route. He's probably got there actually. He's probably here now. He probably just got here a couple hours ago in Florida.
You know what? I'm gonna send this to Black Star as well. So who the hell is Stavern gonna fight then? Because Lovejoy's gone. He's out.
They're just gonna give him a bump.
Stavern's gonna. You know what Stavern said in that BWTM Sports interview?
What'd he say?
Said, he's like, I signed 2 contracts.
Yeah.
So I reckon
the guy's probably just a bum.
I reckon what happened.
Way they secure a legit fight.
I reckon what happened was because Lovejoy pulled out. He was a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, he signed it for Brian as well.
And he signed it for Brian. Now that's happening. So Stavern's like probably walking around Don King like, you know, when he got up from the Wilder knockdown and he was kind of like
back
the way
he
was walking.
Back of the head. He actually did get hit in the back of the head right before that.
Where did he get hit in the back of the head?
He did. It was like a cuffing shot.
Let's bring the clip up.
I'm not saying it made a difference. I'm just saying he was right. He did get hit in the back of the head.
Yeah, well, we're gonna pull it up since Tyron wants to debate physics and Lie.
He did get hit in the back of the head. I'm telling you, it was a cuffing shot.
Cuff and shot my ass. Where? Show me.
Let's pull it up. Pull it up. I'll show you.
Let's pull. I'm pulling it up now. Pull up. You want to step outside?
No, pull up the thing in the share screen. That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm trying to find one so I don't get. Oh, 10 months ago
It
he
didn't make
didn't.
a difference because Stavern was totally out of shape.
But you're saying go hit in the back of the head. I'm here to say that. I'm here to say that that's not the case.
He did. I'll show you.
Yeah, I'm bringing
Pull it up.
ads. Oh, he's asleep.
No, right before the right. It was not the straight right hand. It was before where he turned him and then threw the right hand. It was the one he turned him.
All right, here we go. Hold on.
I'm not saying it did anything. I'm just saying he did hit him there.
Man, the way
It
he
was
got
like
up.
a cuff.
He got up like he was Superman. All right, let me just hold on a minute. I gotta make sure you never know who's hating on you for what reason. You could have left it alone. Yeah, he did take a shot though. That's the issue with me. I gotta make sure I do this quickly because Stormy might be hopping in.
No. Right before.
Before that.
No. No, before that. Before the first knockdown.
Hold on a minute. I gotta get to the bit.
Before the first knockdown.
That was the second knockdown. Is it
I'd
this
say
one?
like 5 or 6 seconds before the first knockdown.
5 or 6 seconds before the first knockdown.
Yep.
5 or 6 seconds. All right, let's see then. Hold on, let me just get the clip that won't copyright me. Alrighty. Oh, dude. All right, here we go. Let's see this back of the head shot. Stormy, welcome, man.
What's going on, Stormy? Wait, you might be muted.
Yeah, he's muted. You're good now.
Wait, I can't hear him.
I can't hear him. Stormy, man, I think
Yeah, you mute. You might be muted.
he unmuted himself, but I
Yeah,
can't
you're
hear
mute. You're still muted. I can't hear you. It'll be
Maybe hop out and then hop back in.
Okay,
But
yeah.
maybe that will fix it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, we're not gonna let him back in.
Pull up the clip.
I gotta let Stormy back in because I don't want to keep him waiting. So I'm just gonna wait a bit. Hold on a minute. Let me just play this real quick.
No, wait.
Nope.
Wait, a little
You're wrong.
further
You're
back.
wrong, Tyrone. You're wrong.
Dude, he hit him in the back of the head.
He did not hit him in the back of the head, Tyrone.
He does hit in the back of the head. That's not even well, he does. I'm not saying it
Said
makes
5 or 6 seconds before the first knockdown, and I'm showing you.
No, I'll send you the
that-
clip then on my end.
gonna
That
send me-
right there, that
that
right
just-
there.
But I just proved to you it's not the back of the head, Tyrone.
Dude
Where though? Where?
does no, but like dude does hit in the back of the head. I'm not saying it makes a difference because usually they're hurt.
Where
or
is that the
something,
back
but
of
he
the
does.
head? Send me the clip that you claim he hit him in the back of the head with. Let me see. I think on Stormy's end, he might have something unplugged or something, or maybe it's something on his mic or on his device. That's probably the issue. Tyron's muted himself? Yeah. All right, man. You be like that. I'm kidding. Let me read this. I'm telling you, a lot of these athletes from the hood and all be some of the fakest, be some of the corniest. Well, I don't want to really read all that out, but you have to answer to Wilder now. Okay, he's the bigger man as well. He's a much larger man. That's a much larger human being than you. Okay, so what you said, you've got to answer to it now. It's the same with Tiafimo. Jermall is 6 foot, but Tiafimo is a small kid. So I don't know if it's gonna end well for people that talk bad about him. Let me see this. You there, Ty? Tyrone is like, I don't know, man. Everyone hates Wilder. Freaking man, I don't know, man. Maybe Jermall's just not with it. Maybe he ain't with it. Maybe he doesn't know maybe he hasn't been shown. Yeah, no, I'm Wilson. You're celebrating your birthday, I believe. Yeah. I am Ill Will's channel is growing, but I can't even freaking speak today. Jeez.
Okay,
Bro.
2 hours 22:40 to 2 hours 22.
Put that in the private chat. Put it in the private chat. Do you want me to show on the stream or me watch it myself?
I mean, it's up to you.
Are you talking about that? Are you talking about the broadcast?
In the broadcast, yeah.
All right, hold on. Which one is it?
2 hours 22:40 to
2 hours 22.
22:50. We just gave it about 10 seconds there.
22:40.
2 hours and 22 minutes 40 seconds.
Is this what you speak of? Oh, you put it in the chat. Okay, hold on. You're speaking around this time, yes? I just want to make sure. No?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, all right. So 10 seconds out. All right, let me watch this bad boy.
Yep. He ducked down and he got hit in the back of the head. I'm not saying it made a difference in the fight.
Double jab.
Burn was gonna lose.
Hold on. 5 seconds out. It was a double jab. Pouring the jab there. Where's the back of the headshot? Jab. You said 40. Wilder beats his chest. Throws the 1-2.
That 1-2. Yeah, it was, Watcher. It was. He came into it, but it was. It was.
Hold on.
Told you.
No. Hold on. I gotta watch it again because, I mean, all I see is straight punches to the face.
Right.
1-2, and then the dude is clearly. I mean, everything's straight. Hold on, I'll slow it down.
And it was like slapping. It was like
a slap. All I see is straight jabs. Powerful, straight, technical jabs.
No, that 1-2 that we're talking about right before the knockdown. The first one.
You're talking about the 1-2.
The one that turned him.
Hold on. I think you're good, Stormy. I can hear background noise. Just speak.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, good.
Yep,
Just
so.
1 second, Stormy. I just want to get Tyrone over this, and I'll let you speak. Let me just slow-mo this, Tyrone, for myself. Hook. Lagged. Okay. I guess I can't watch that. I'll watch it later.
He did. He does do that.
Who cares? I don't care.
It
Welcome,
doesn't make a
Stormy.
difference because Stavern was out of shape, and he did it to Ortiz too.
I
But
don't
Ortiz
care,
was
dude.
hurt
I really
already.
don't care. I
But
don't
he
care.
does hit. He does hit there.
Yeah. All right.
Because of
Welcome,
his
Stormy.
length and punch placement.
You got to keep interrupting me, Tyron.
Well, I'm sorry. I just had to put that out there.
All right. Well, we'll welcome Stormy to the panel. Welcome.
What's going on, Stormy?
How you guys doing, man?
Pretty
we're
good.
good.
Pretty good.
Listen, thank you for that notation on my audio because I got a show to do at 8 o'clock Central Time. And if you had not let me know that, I would have been doing my show with no audio.
Yep.
Because
No problem.
I'm using this audio interface that I Am Ill Will introduced me to, but sometimes, like if I shut my laptop off, it reboots things, and it's like the audio switched. My output is switched on its own without me switching it. So that's why you couldn't hear me. It changed the output on my settings to my headphones and not my microphone. So I just learned something just now. So thank you for that.
No problem, man. I mean, I don't know what was up. Sometimes it's not necessarily StreamYard. It's the stuff for like on your device, and when you try.
That's what I'm saying.
Out,
my new audio interface that I bought, it switched it on its own. So I know now that that's something I have to check for before I do anything. So, but
yep.
It's all good now. What I wanted to come on and talk about was, I saw your comments about my video and the remarks that you made really stand. And then I saw that clip that you shared with Charles Martin. Listen, I've said this in a couple of other situations and on some other channels. They roadblocked Deontay Wilder from getting Marciano's record or besting it. That's what it was at the end of the day. And they were not going to have a man like that break that record. He was well on his way to doing so. You see, even by knocking Fury out in their first fight, and they took the knockout away from him. See, for anyone that doesn't want to understand how things are working, that's exactly what it was. They kept him. If Fury, now, yes, he did wake up. Jack Reese let him finish the fight, but that was a knockout. When the knockout wasn't made a knockout in that fight, the wheels began to turn on what they could do. It took 2 fights that Fury took outside of that, because they had a rematch clause for the fight. Took Fury 2 fights, right? They worked things out over that time. So by the time he came back and faced Wilder again, they had it all in place. It was a concerted effort by a number of parties. It wasn't just Fury's camp. WBC is involved, referees involved, sanctioning by judges. It was, listen, that's how it happened. That's how it went down.
Yeah. I share the same
When
thoughts. I mean, yeah, you go ahead.
Not to cut you off, I'm sorry, watch it. When you saw in that clip where Charles Martin says, fuck it, just sue me, I'll say this. He don't have nothing to lose. But he spoke truth. He spoke facts. When Maul said what he said on his interview, he still has a vested interest in the sport of boxing where he's trying to accomplish some things, and he's already being kept at the door for opportunity to advance. You see, they won't let him get the golden goose. There are a number of fighters in the sport of boxing right now that are in the same predicament. And it hurts like hell when you got someone like Floyd Mayweather Jr. who's assisting this situation. Mm-hmm. Remember how Floyd was hating on Wilder up until Wilder lost. Then all of a sudden he comes saying, then all of a sudden he comes saying, oh, if he really wants to know how to beat Fury, I'll be willing to work with him and train him and this, that, and the other. Who the hell is Floyd training? Really? It insults my intelligence, man, when you got people out here that when they're pissing in the wind and everybody's getting wet and they're saying, don't worry, you don't have an umbrella. It's raining. Get the hell out of here, man.
I remember that when he was fighting Fury. And then with at the Spence Porter fight, Wilder was in the ring and Floyd was in the ring. And, you know, Wilder went up to him and he shook his hand and he embraced him. But you could just tell and just sense the awkwardness and kind of like, it's good to see you. And then kind of, you know, fly him away and everything. And
yeah, they have a lot to say, you know, on camera and in their homes and to other interviewers. But when it comes to being in front of, you know, Wilder, the person they're talking about, they don't seem to have much to say.
That's simply because he's one of the baddest men on the planet, right? Mm-hmm. And you see what he does to people in the ring. That whole image is what they want to bring down. No one in boxing has the image that he has. No one. And you know what's worse? He's a good man. He's a great person and an ambassador for the sport. And he represents his family well and everything. You don't hear him in the scandal sheets. He's not in the police blotter. He's not in the drug list for drug busts. He's not what they want. You had AJ just a couple years ago riding around in a golf cart with orangutans. Even if he was paid to do that for a comedy skit or whatever, you have to pick what you want to do and how you want to be represented, because it's not what you just do at the moment. But if you can look back 5, 10, 20 years from now and stand proudly on your work, that's when you know you made a great decision. Wilder is in those shoes because he came late to the sport of boxing. He didn't start off as a small kid like an Evander Holyfield or Ray Leonard or any of these other guys out here. So you think about it like this: a man who had such little experience, who went on and not only medaled in the amateurs, but became a heavyweight champion of the world, doing everything in an unorthodox manner of which you don't teach people. But he's got a right hand that can put anybody in boxing to sleep, not just heavyweights, but anybody. Okay. Now he's fast approaching Rocky Marciano's record. Larry Holmes, who reigned for 7.5 years, 2.5 years longer than Wilder, with 20 title defenses. Wilder had 10. They took Holmes' title away from him when he was going for 49-0 against Michael Spinks. Rocky Marciano retired at 49-0. Larry Holmes, in his 20th defense, was fighting Michael Spinks, was going for 49-0. He was 48-0. They took the decision from him in that fight. And that's where he, in the post-fight conference, famously stated, Rocky Marciano couldn't carry my jock strap, because he was pissed at these judges that ruled against him with Spinks, who hadn't done enough to beat him, but it was an opportunity for them to take that away from Larry. Okay. Deontay, who isn't as skilled as Larry Holmes, but was going to do it in a far more sensational fashion. He was knocking people dead, and he knocked Fury dead. Fury was going to be the toughest opposition out there for him, and he knocked him out. So they took it away from him. Now he's no longer going to have that opportunity to be 49-0. Not only that, and possibly past that at 50-0, he's got that draw. So that's a blemish. Just like Roy Jones Jr. had the blemish when they took that fight away from him against Montel Griffin and disqualified him. He's no longer undefeated. He's got a DQ. That's a blemish. They do these things on purpose.
They do it with
Floyd Mayweather. Listen, Floyd Mayweather made Hayes. Floyd is their guy, not ours. Even though he might look like us, he's not us. He never has been us. Remember, all lives matter coming out of his mouth. See, you have to look at the world for what it really is. And there are people in places strategically to do what they can to offset any upset of the apple cart. Deontay Wilder was well on his way to breaking Marciano's record and doing it in the most sensational of fashion. And he would have been held at a higher regard for just knocking everybody out. And then when he talked about his people still being persecuted to this day, do you know how many people, of course, that statement went viral. Some people ridiculed it, but do you know how many people jumped on board as a fan of his, including myself, when he made that statement to Radio Raheem? I had stated after I heard him in that interview in its entirety, I said, no matter if this man was to lose every single one of his next fights, I will be a supporter of his, because he spoke facts and he spoke with such a spirit that I hadn't seen since someone like Ali. That doesn't mean he fights like Ali. That means he shares the same type of disposition, character, and spirit, that he is willing to speak it as facts and truth in front of your face. That takes courage, which we see very little of today. That's what they were trying to destroy. That's what they were trying to weaken, to bring to its knees. And they did it. And like I said, it was a concerted effort by a number of parties. You even that'll sit up and tell you, oh, Fury won hands down. There's no controversy here. Those are agents of chaos, strategically placed out there to tap dance for the majority. And they do it for crumbs. These are the kind of people that are self-owned mother and father. That's why you see the trolls come to your channel as soon as you mention this, because they're out there, the agents. This is what they're supposed to do, to detract and to distract. But just keep speaking truth, man. Not a truth, just keep speaking facts. Because facts that try to get buried will always rise. You can't cover the truth. You can't cover it up. This is the world that we're living in. And it's a pretty shitty place. Anyone who disagrees is crazy. Because you have a handful that make things like this possible. And you have a wellspring of those who will put their neck on the chopping block to allow it to continue to persist. That's basically what I wanted to say.
I'm glad we brought you on. Yeah. All facts there. All facts, and you're right. I mean, this is the world we live in, and over time, certain things reveal themselves, and yeah, I mean, you summed it up perfectly. I don't have much more to add to that, I reckon. Tyrone?
Yeah, I mean, they'll try to put anything to, stop somebody. They do it with John Jones. John Jones had that DQ, and now they got that guy from a cave, and they're planning him up to be pound for pound. I don't like him. I don't like Khabib at all. He's not better than John Jones overall, but they just make John Jones. Oh, John Jones is 32-1 because of the DQ. It's like they're gonna pick and choose who they want, and guys they don't usually want to deal with, they'll pick them over the guys they hate the most.
Well, Tyrone, we're seeing that with Usman as well.
Yeah,
They have boycotted that fighter. They boycotted him.
Boring fighters. I mean, Usman I think is boring, but he's not as boring as Khabib. But everybody wants that guy back. That guy is from hell. He's a complete lay and pray guy who literally sits on top of the opponent all the time, all the damn time, and they say he's so great.
Who?
Khabib.
Man, you got to watch more of that. But
no, dude, he's a lay and pray guy. His stand up is. The only reason people respect his stand-up is because he immediately shoots for a double leg.
Well, the point being is that, and we'll finish up soon so we can let Stormy do his show, and I'm going to tune into that as well. Mm-hmm. And I encourage everyone in the chat to visit Stormy Beeman's channel, like, subscribe, share, turn on the notifications there as well. And that's the same with the TS Boxing, Tyrone on the panel. But the point being is that we see it in MMA as well, we see it in boxing. And it's funny that Stormy brought up Larry Holmes, because I'm actually watching that fight, Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks, and I've scored the first 2 rounds. I'm scoring the fight. I'm looking at Larry's fights, lately, and I watched the first 2 rounds before I hopped on here, and I gave the first 2 to Larry, and that's a 15-round fight as well, so that should be interesting to watch throughout. But man, it's like, it's complete ridiculousness, and I mean, right now where I am, it's Jan 27th, and we're a month into the year, and we got to see what this sport brings us, because a lot of us are asking for fights, and the actions and decisions from early last year, they're dragging into this year, and all eyes and ears must be open. But have you guys got any final remarks? Because I'm going to wrap this up now, just so Stormy and the other people can have time to prepare.
I'm looking forward to Don King's heavyweight extravaganza bonanza this Saturday. We've got the 2 top heavyweights on the planet, Manuel Char, who's been ducked for the past 3 years, and that's why he couldn't fight, versus Trevor Bryant, who's accomplished in his own right. And hopefully we can see the former undisputed champion, Bermain Stavern, on the card versus a noteworthy top 5 opponent. That's what I'm pretty sure is going to happen, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Do you want to watch that live, Tyrone? I might do a commentary like last time we did.
I might, yeah. If somebody could get it on crack streams, I might dish out the money. Who knows if it's cheap?
I might dish it out on Fight TV, not on Don King's website.
Okay.
Do it on Fight TV, because if it goes to shit, you'll get a refund on Fight TV.
If it goes to shit, yeah.
Don't be surprised if that fight doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen, but we'll see, won't we?
And if it doesn't happen, I'll come back on and tell you why it didn't happen. I have some irons in the fire right now, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll see. But that don't be surprised if that fight doesn't take place this Saturday.
Oh, Coach Chris wants to talk to Stormy Watcher.
I mean, I'll let him on. I just don't want to take too much of Stormy's time.
All right. Okay.
Let's go do a show. I'll let him on real quick, though.
Because I gotta get ready in a moment.
All right.
I'll give him a couple minutes, and yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah. See, this is what Black Star was talking with me about, the clog. You know, the clog in the divisions. Welterweight, there's a bit of a clog, with Manny and his antics. You know,
oh my God,
Keith Thurman not doing anything.
Nope.
Even Ugas saying stuff like, "Oh, I support Manny and Ryan Garcia as a fight," and Errol Spence's, hasn't
he
fought anyone.
supports Manny. Did he really say that he supports him, Ryan Garcia, and Manny as a fight? But he's the WBA regular.
Tyrone, I got no proof because the dude deleted his tweets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I had an argument with him. Actually, I said
probably with his translator or Google Translate.
Well, his translator can't fucking speak English.
Yeah.
Because, what? I know, dude. I swear Ugas runs that account. He has to.
Okay, it's probably him.
I said, rather than complaining about fights you don't want to get, why don't you stop taking pictures of cocktails and the fucking poolside and actually, just let the fights happen? And he said, "You're an idiot, this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an idiot, but if you get your fifth loss, that's not my fault.
For real,
that's your fault, because you're with your fiance or whatever. Poolside, you're not in the gym.
Yeah.
No. Keith's, no. It seems that no one's in the gym really.
No.
Even at heavyweight, there's a clog. The fight this weekend, yeah, I think I saw Fred Sequendo. He had something to say about that fight on Drew Titan's stream. I saw that, and that was real interesting because it's been 7 years.
Watch that.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, just there's a bunch of craziness, but yeah, I'm gonna wait another 2 minutes for Coach Chris to get on.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be out myself and get something to eat, but yeah, man. Thanks for letting me on, man. Yeah, salute Watcher, salute Stormy, man. Thanks for coming on. Salute Coach Chris and everybody who was in this chat, Mr. Shelton, Killer Black Mamba, Vault, Smo Boxing, all those guys who were in the chat. And yeah, man. Peace out.
All right, peace, Tyrone.
Peace, Tyrone.
I think we'll finish up, Stormy. Next time, Coach Chris can chop it up with you. All right.
Okay, that's cool. But thank you for
right now. Oh man, I'll let him on real quick.
Yo, what's the dealio? What's going on, fellas? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be this fine Tuesday or Wednesday evening, yo.
What's good with you?
Man, Stormy, man, what's good with you, yo? You was preaching, brother. You was letting them in on what was happening, man. I'm appreciative you brought up that Larry Holmes fight, man.
Oh, well, I've seen you out here in the chat and everything, Coach, but I've been around, okay?
Yeah.
And I know people, and I've got my ear to the ground. I've been involved in the sport out of the city of Chicago, but I'm also aware of the establishment and the powers that be and how they manipulate their machinations and how they operate.
You're absolutely right, man. And, it's funny, like the reason why it just kind of takes me back is because like my uncle, who's no longer with me, man, he used to, talk to me about sports 70s and 80s and stuff. And the two things I'll never forget, he always used to tell me before he passed. One,
that Marcus Dupree was the best running back ever, and if he would have just been together, he'd have been the best running back ever to play in the NFL. And 2, that Larry Holmes is the best heavyweight he's ever seen box to him, and that he got cheated in that fight. I did obviously didn't see that fight. That predates me, but I just always remember that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you for bringing that up, man. But the reason why I wanted to jump on with y'all is just because you guys are you hit the nail square on the head, man, with that comment, and I think that kind of goes to a deeper conversation and a deeper thought process that happens with professional sports in general. And I think the word that we're looking for is control. Control. It's not, because see, they know that the money they pay you and things like that, they're gonna pay you what they're paying you because they're gonna make more, right? So they don't mind elevating a few people to a certain status because they figure, hell, half of them are gonna end up broke anyway, right? But what they truly really want to crave and what they really want is control. And in sports like boxing, football, where the workforce is predominantly men of color, and they always want to have the situation, like you notice with like football, how it's always the coming up story, how he was just in the hood and he was homeless and he was just this and that and the third. And people hear those stories about professional athletes and they think, oh yeah, that's good for them. They're trying to raise themselves up. But what they don't know is, starting in high school, a lot of kids are kind of sectioned off and veered towards that lane. And it starts with high school and college coaches in the recruiting process, because they don't want kids that are going to be controlled. Like the whole thing, like that happened with the guy in Miami, the guy who went crazy, zapped out the offensive lineman, and his teammates was messing with him, and he zapped out. See, that's a conversation. They see how that kind of went away. They kind of got rid of him, and they suspended the dude who was leading the charge as far as the bullying, because in sports, oftentimes there isn't a place for the strong, intelligent black athlete. You know what I'm saying? They really don't want him there, because if you're intelligent of mind and you're smart enough to think for yourself, you're going to start to think, well, why am I doing things this way? Why am I not doing things that? Well, why is this a rule? You know what I'm saying?
They don't even want you like that out here in the community.
Nah, man, like they really don't. And I mean, I remember I was talking with a buddy of mine on Facebook. We went to high school together, and he said something about how he was talking to our coach and was saying back then how the coach told him he shouldn't even want to play football. He should be a lawyer. And I'm like, well, first of all, if you want to put on a helmet and hit people and get hit, play fucking football. Like, why are you in high school trying to deter someone from playing a sport because you think that, they can do something else? It's like, well, what if they love that and that's their passion? Do it. And it's about, because they want people that they can control. And who can you control? You can control the desperate. You know what I'm saying? It's not just people that are intellectually limited. It's the desperate. If boxing or football or basketball is literally the only way you're going to get out and be a success, that means you'll do anything they ask to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at guys like Floyd, despite the fact that his pop was a professional athlete, looked like he grew up foot to mouth, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just kind of strikes at the whole, what are you willing to give up? You know what I mean? Are you willing to put this needle in your arm to be good? Are you willing to let these coaches talk to you any type of way? Are you willing to deal with obvious racism? Because boxing's racist, football's racist. It's all racist. So it's like you just kind of have to overlook it. You know what I'm saying? So like, are you willing to deal with obvious racism in the sport? And it just goes back to the whole control thing. And what Charlo showed everyone is, obviously he and Wilder ain't really friends or anything like that. You think that all these PBC guys are tight. They're obviously not, because obviously they haven't had a conversation since he lost. So these guys that we're watching here on television, and I say this in all sincerity and realness, man, a lot of these guys are not what the hell you think they are, man. Like, they're really not, man. Like, you think these guys are this and that, and so dapper, so cool, so this, so that. They're not, man. They're regular guys. Like, just like, any you get 10 people, 10 males in a room, you're going to have the same kind of characteristics flow through the entire group. You're going to have a couple that might be homosexual. You're going to have a couple that that'll chase their dick all around town no matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? You got one guy that might be super intelligent, might be your doctor, your engineer, and then the rest are just average schmucks just kind of sitting there, right? So just because they're boxers and they're good at throwing their hands and can get in shape and have discipline to play the game, that doesn't mean that they're good people or that they're with it or that they're behind you in anything that you have going on or behind anything else that's going on. A lot of these folks are out here for Delph, and they're not really good people. So, I mean, I said it in the chat. I mean, I'm positive that there are people in the UK that are on those IFL and all those British type, you know, channels that they interview that back up Fury that wouldn't, what I say in the chat, wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire, man. Like, wouldn't have a meal with him, nothing. Like, think he's a complete scumbag, right? Because he is. But on camera, oh yeah, man, Wilder didn't cheat Wilder, man. Nah, man, like, nah, Fury did his thing. But even here in the US, even being from the same country, even being from the same region of the country, even being on the same promotional network wasn't enough to get Charlo to just be like, I'll leave that alone. Or nah, I'm not gonna say anything, or nah, I'll have his back. I'm gonna just be like, yeah, I'm gonna take the shot, because why not? And that's just unfortunate, and just reminds us all the time, man, that these folks aren't what you think you're seeing on camera, man. Like what you're seeing.
Man, not to interrupt you, and I have to go because I got to do my show, but I would love to continue a conversation on this level with you. So we've got to link up. But I want to say this. It's that same mentality that Charlo showed that is in our communities, spread out throughout the United States, when you can see someone who is a natural criminal in your community and nobody will turn the guy in. They know that he has shot people, robbed people, went in people's homes and done all type of ungodly things. But no one will speak up because they call it snitching. That's the code. That's not a code, huh? That's a cloak of fear.
Yeah.
It takes a man to stand. But remember, it's the woman that the man looks to lay down. Which do you want to be? Think about it. But I really got to go, fellas, because I got to get ready for my show. Coach, I would love if you one day traveled over to my channel and participated in the chat, because I haven't seen you there before. So
man, I've been in there one man.
What you waiting on? Get on over there.
Oh man, no, I be catching your show on the flip, man, because I got a 3-year-old. So it all kind of depends on how successful I am getting his little ass to bed.
Okay. But I really got to get out, brothers. Watcher, thank you so much for having me on your platform again. We will talk soon. And Coach, I look forward to speaking to you very soon as well. So, but I got to get ready for the show, man.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, sir.
All right. Peace.
My man. Yeah, watch, man. I just wanted to cook on that, man, because I heard that this morning, man. I was or this afternoon, I was listening to 78, man, eating my little food after my workout, and I'm just like, and then it was like, yeah, he said this and that, and then they put it in the chat. I think Drew was the one who put it in the chat or whatever. And I'm like, man, come on, he didn't say that, because like whatever. At the fight, they beat each other's fights. They gotta have a conversation, like. And then you hear him say it, and it's like, nah, man, he definitely took a shot at the man. And it's just, you know what? It just shows you, man, like, you know, keep your head to the ground, man, because, you know, you think you got people that's with you and in your corner and cool with you, but, you know, the down times are when you get to see who's really riding with you and who's not, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of jealous people out there, jealous for, especially men, man. Dudes get jealous over the weirdest shit ever, you know what I'm saying, as men. You know, people often say jealousy is a female trait. That's not true. I don't know no jealous bras. I know jealous dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, like, be hating because, you know, you got a bad broad, or because you got this or you got it. This hating, like, I got people hating on me. I'm like, for what? Yo, I work hard and be in the house with my family. Like, I don't know. I'm talking about, like, off YouTube on some other shit. So, you know what I mean? You'll never understand the motivation of men because people are just freaking weirdos, bro. And you know, I never really rock with them boys anyway. Like, they're good fighters. They're top 10 pound for pound fighters. The little ones got a little more cachet on the ball right now than the big one, man. But you know what I'm saying? I wasn't super surprised by that because they carry it pink weirdo to me anyway. They carry it to me type weird anyway. You know, and I really never really put a lot of credence into people that can't make it without sports. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wilder gets a lot of hate because he got a lot of bras, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've heard about how he get down, you know, obviously before he got married or whatever. And, you know, dudes hate on that. For real. Like, they hate on your confidence. More guys are out here hating on other guys because they confident in themselves than anything else out here, you know? It's just weird, you know? Weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. You know, it's a funny one. OV, man, I don't know who you are, so you gotta come to the channel more.
Yeah, man, it's surprising because, like, they're on the same network, they're on the same platform. They've been on the same cards before. You know what I'm saying? Like, Charlo's are from Texas, he's from Alabama. That's not far. They're all Southern boys. But you know, like I said, you really never know what's going on in people's minds out here, man. So, you know, it's for us to worry about. I'm sure the champ ain't tripping. I'm sure he's just probably like, you know what? Good to know. Thanks for putting, because see, people will reveal themselves. You let them. You just got to be quiet. And see, he being quiet, so everybody thinking they acting like he gonna disappear, like he gonna move to Mars or something. I'm like, you know, this 6'7" killer, he gonna be walking these streets when we all get out of here with this coronavirus, bro. So you don't have to just be wary of that.
I think, you know, Jermall's a hard man, but
it's, you know, in the watch, the worst part is it's not even about that. It's just, you know what I'm saying, what are you gonna do? Because, like, they're not gonna fight each other, man. Like they make too much money. That's like asking Drew Brees, hey man, look, you lost that football game, right? But we gonna have this little 7-on-7 out here you can play. Like, he ain't doing that shit. Yo, he's a professional. Like, these guys are pros, man. This is their job. But it's just like, you're gonna have to see him at an event, at a common ground spot, and you're gonna see him, and then you're gonna realize, like, damn, I really did just cape on that man and front on yo. You know what I'm saying? And that's what cats do. Cats front on you when they think you down. You know what I'm saying? Cats act funny when they think you took a loss. You know, and you know, you carry it confident, you carry it bravado style, you believe in yourself, you with it. And you know, America's not really with that anyway, especially with black guys. And you know, black people too, they don't really want to see a confident black man out there either. So it's like, you know, like I said, man, people hate on you for the weirdest shit, yo. And people just obviously hate on this dude because he's confident and believe in himself, man. And he doesn't want to be controlled. But I rocks with that because I'm the same way. Like, I work for myself. I ain't got no goddamn boss, and I plan on, God willing, never having another one. So, you know, there's something about control. They want to control you, control your words, control your thoughts. Give you that whole you're paid. You're not paid for your opinion. That's what they want. That's what they want to say to you. You're not paid for your opinion, boy. Just go ahead and hit these mitts real quick and shut the fuck up. That's what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? And like, watch it. I'm sure you get it on the other side, you know, from folks that probably hitting you like, man, why are you caping with these dudes? You know what I mean? Am I wrong or right?
Oh, you mean
like, you know what I'm saying, calling you a race trader or whatever. Does that happen? Do you get that?
I've had people say, "Oh, these people don't like you," and you know this. And I'm like, I don't even fucking interest in that conversation with those people who start that. You know, it's
a tough
crazy.
thing. It's a tough thing, man. But I appreciate you, man, because you bring the content for real. You bring out the clippings, you bring out the video. And shout out to Charles Martin for keeping it real, yo. Like, that's the thing that just is kind of unnerving about it, because it's like all these boxers just watch this shit. I'm like, you're not saying nothing, but you know this shit could happen to you, yo. But maybe they just played on his naivety and the fact that he's not really experience. His team isn't all that experienced in boxing, but I mean, everybody who watched that fight knows that was about the shakiest damn pay-per-view they've ever seen. That shit looked like the damn Montreal screw job. Like, it wasn't even like a good fixed fight. Like, it was obviously fixed.
You know what, man? That was just a very dark and just shallow watch. As the fight got closer, I'm like, I don't know, man. Something's just not right. Like, even before the ring walk, just seeing Fury in there and the camera being cut and people trying to obscure vision and Wilder, just like looking really, looking different from usual, and the whole, like, the look of the event, the lights and everything just felt bad. It felt worse. It was
Fury,
so shifty.
yeah, didn't Fury in the locker room look like he was getting ready to go in like some crazy exhibition versus like the Big Show or something? Like, it didn't matter, like, didn't count. Like, he was in the back having fun. Like you realize you can die in this, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you don't see people getting ready for football games laughing and I mean, you might have one guy that's got some jokes, but like, not he was like a boy at play in the locker room. Like, you realize this dude could hit you right and take your life. Like, the last time y'all got into a fight, he had you on the ground sleep and you in the back playing like you about to go wrestle with, I'm saying, Hulk Hogan or something. Like, it wasn't real. And it just, looking back, it is what it is. And like, the establishment, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna, it is what it is. He's like, it's professional sports. And to a degree, it's about control. You know what I'm saying? Almost like how with the Patriots and Spygate, we don't really know how deep the cheating went with the Patriots because they destroyed the tapes. So, like, control. They controlled the narrative. They suspended people. They didn't take the Super Bowl away, and they just, find them. It is what it is. Like, it's not good for boxing, to just show that this guy cheated, but you can't really show the guy and give him a whole lot of props either because it's pretty obvious he cheated. And I just think the narrative needs to be kind of changed. Like, the same way that ESPN won't talk about Glovegate, maybe we should talk about ESPN's fighters.
Yep, exactly.
Because it's like, like, I understand ESPN's in boxing and but they're a news organization as well. And like, if they're not going to cover the news, then maybe we shouldn't cover their fighters for them. Because if it wasn't for YouTube, nobody would know about ESPN's fights.
They wouldn't, that coverage. It's not covering the fighters. There's nothing there for them.
And boxing just isn't the same in this country, man. Like, these young kids now, like, like when I was 8, 9, I was watching boxing, watching fights. Nobody watches it no more. It's really, and it's the fact that the sport is marketed the way it is and it's ran the way it is, and it's phony, and there's no league, and you get these weird decisions and these weird outcomes and all the drugs and steroids. Like, you think people don't care, but the paying public does. And, they can make up figures and talk about how many people watched it, and they can say fighters are making this and this much money. I don't believe none of that shit that they talking, because it's a game run by crooks and liars, man. Like, all of them got some hood in them, a little bit. I don't mean from the hood. I mean hoodlum. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes, Aram, Hearn, all of them. Aram, Heyman, all of them. Everybody involved in the game got a little bit to them. That's just the game. That's just boxing. It is what it is. That's why, for me, if I ever get with it, it's all about strength and conditioning for me, yo. Because, like, I don't want no parts of that foolish shit. It's some funny shit. I mean, look, man, if you're going to go ahead and manipulate gloves where you might go ahead and kill somebody in the ring, I don't want to be a part of anything that bad. You know what I mean?
That is what you call being a fraud.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being that scared of someone else. If I was that scared, I just wouldn't fight them.
That's what I was kind of expecting. After he got that cut in the Otto Violin fight, And I got a video coming up about that soon because he low blowed him 5 times in that fight, which the ref missed. But I thought, can we maybe get Ruiz next? If he beats Joshua, or if that doesn't happen, we can get Kornacki next or someone else. Because I didn't believe Fury would take the fight, and he took the fight, and all of a sudden the drastic change in trainers and the weight difference all of a sudden. I mean, you're 263 for Schwartz, and then you go down to 254 for Wallin, and now you're 273. I mean,
look, my man was all of 285, 290 in that ring, bro. He looked like a damn left tackle. He looked like Tony Baselli or something, man. And that's part of the game plan, But I mean, he's a drug user. I mean, his manager's a drug lord, and his uncle was a drug kingpin in the area where he's from. So it's like, that's just steroids. I mean, steroids, performance enhancing drugs, shit is dope. At the end of the day, it's illegal, and there are chemists, there are people making this shit over there in Europe. That's where most of it's coming from. They're in China, I guess. And, they're making new juice every day. There's stuff out there that people are taking it. These testing agencies have no idea about, no idea how to test it. And just look at the Balco stuff. They were rubbing steroids on your damn joints. They had the drops you dropped under your tongue and then the cream you rub on yourself, and it was steroids. So there are ways around these tests. As long as you got people willing to pay money, you're going to have people willing to do it. Drugs is just a lie. That's why I'm thinking Fury's not one of the top 3 fighters in England, just from the drugs. Because obviously, without the drugs, he's not very good. And, you can't just juice year round, you'll, it's not good for you. So obviously he takes time off, and those are probably his quote unquote tune-up fights when he's really not, on gear, where he can take it. Because you can't take that shit year round, yo. Like, it's just so bad for your kidneys, so bad for your liver, so bad your brain, everything. So what do you do if you can't consistently take it? Well, you fight one guy, and that's a big fight, and then boom, then you fight another guy, and maybe you're not on it. Then you fight another guy, and maybe you're not on it, and then boom, you're back on it, and you fight this guy, because you're not going to train. You can't prepare the same way. You're not going to have the same amount of energy. You're not the same person. You're taking that stuff. You're, 8 to 15% better at everything than you were without it. And in a sport where the margins are very thin, in pro sports, margins are thin. So that's a very, very big deal. We're also going to comment on a certain heavyweight champ from Europe that only fights every 8 months or so, which is weird because he's been doing that his entire career. He's never fought 3 times in a year since becoming champion, or never fought, never had a quick turnaround, despite only getting beat up in one fight. So it's like, you just never know, man. Sometimes you just wonder what you're seeing, if it's like really real or what, man, because these cats are just that just was like with Charlo. Like, really, bro? Like, you too? Like, I thought I kind of held you in that kind of realist category, but I see you part of the machine with everybody else. So,
like now that I think of it, it's like, Jermall, has it really come down to this? Like, has it really come down to you speaking on Wilder's half like that? I mean, like, I ride for you. I want you to beat Canelo. I want you to be the guy. I want you to get the big fights. You come out with this? I mean,
like Stormy just said, man, like, he being held out. He's being boxed out himself. He wants in. He wants the Canelo fight. He wants the Triple G fight. He wants the Billy Joe Saunders fight. And he doesn't necessarily, I believe, want to have to go up and fight David Benavidez, because I think David Benavidez beats the shit out of him. So it'd be a good fight, but I think he'd win. So he wants those fights, and he doesn't understand why. So what do you do when you want in? You do whatever's asked of you. And I mean, people through their handlers, and they let them know what time it is. They always come at you and let you know, like, hey, we'd really like you to talk about this or do that or blah blah blah. It's that or maybe he just don't like yo. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he just doesn't like. I'm telling you, man. Like yo, people hate on people for the weirdest shit. And like once you take a L, or once they think you down, that's when they start the fronting on you. You get to see it. You know, jealous of the money. Who knows? That's for him to answer. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, he doesn't know, or he does know. I mean, at this point, who doesn't know, right? Like, if you're able, I mean, he's too young. A guy is. I know he's on social media heavy. I don't follow him or nothing like that, but I know he has to be, right? So he's seen the videos. You know what I'm saying? He's seen that. Like, what else has he been doing? It's a pandemic. There's really nothing else to look at if you're a boxing person. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, right? Like, it's not like he's a freaking old. It's not like you asking Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes probably don't even have a. He probably got a flip phone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you ask a Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Sugar Ray Leonard don't pick up his damn phone. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Somebody pick up the phone for Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, you asking him, what do you think about this? Like, he don't fucking know. He's somewhere counting his money, eating freaking fried shrimp somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're asking these guys, but he knows what's up. And
You see Knuckles in the picture. You see a floppy
stupid,
glove.
bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not stupid, bro. So that's like that's between them. Like, you know, they can handle that between them. You know, it just, you know, as fans, it just kind of reminds you, man, like these cats really ain't like you think they are, yo. Like, you know, they can act a certain way on camera, and in the ring they do their thing, and they do their thing when they play their sport. But you know, I played on an arena team that was owned by an NFL player that I was a big fan of, and I was excited to play for his team. And I was there 5 minutes before I realized this motherfucker was the biggest bitch I ever met in my life. It was like, damn, I would punch this dude in the face if I wouldn't get in trouble for it. Like, he's a sucker, yo. Like, and you know, but you know, 6 years before that, I'm cheering him on, and like cheering him on is like like he's on my favorite football team, gonna go on to the Super Bowl, and I'm cheering for yo, and I'm like, yeah, he's the man. And then I go play for his team and meet him. I'm like, God damn, this dude is a sucker, yo. Like, it was funny because when I first got there, my roommate, I asked him, I was like, what's this guy like? He was like, yeah, I'm telling you right now, bro, you want to sock him in his face when you meet him. Watch, I promise you. So
That happened.
yeah, he's just a lame, bro. Like, he could get socked now. You know what I mean? Now that I'm grown and don't play football no more and have to worry about it, he could get plucked now. That's for damn sure. But you know, that's always, I'm telling you, man, like I've had that happen to me personally with friends. I'm a little older than you, so you know, I've had the chance to come up and come down and come, you know what I'm saying? And like I'm telling you, know, like Castle talk, cats you know your whole life, cats you know a long time. They'll talk to you real slick, yo, when they think they can get that off. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk real slick to you, about you. They'll say it if you know what I mean? Because like I'm saying, man, dudes be jealous, bro. Like, you know what I mean, be jealous, be haters, and it's just unfortunate that it has to be like that. But we all got to see that on that video. And I mean, then you got your man Charles Martin. He ain't even fought, like, you know, around yo or anything. I mean, he just like, screw it, I don't care, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a man right there, like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak his piece. You know, say what he think. You know, leave no distinction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some things aren't. You know, some things are hard for those that ain't men. You know, that's all. And that just sucks. You know, but I you know, it's funny because I told my wife about it. My wife was like, I told you them Charlo brothers was sucks. Like, I was telling her about it as I listened to it. She walked past me, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, man, you can't believe this shit. She like, well, I can't, because I don't like neither one of them brothers. They weird as shit to me. I've been told you that. And she said that shit years ago. Like, nah, they can fight and all, but
Nah, dude, like, you've got to listen. You sort it out with that big human being, because, like I said, Wilder's had to put up with a lot of shit the past 12 months, and you know, you ain't helping by fucking just saying, like, how can you say he got his ass beat, but he's got to win the third fight? You gotta pick that. Like pick one, dude. You know, you gotta pick one thing. Say one thing, and hold on to that opinion, because soon you will have to answer. That's between them two at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? And just we get a glimpse into what people are really like, and always be thankful for that game. People let their guard down and get the flapping their lips. That's why you just got to pay attention to what people say. Got to listen hard. Got to listen hard to what people say, man. Because if you listen hard, people will tell you the truth if you listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you listen hard enough, they'll tell you the truth. And you could hear the hate in that. You could hear the hate in that comment. Nah, man. Nah. Yeah. See, I done heard people hate on others too much that I know what hate sound like. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, I don't know if I'm accurate enough to diagnose the exact type of hate, but that sounded like money or broad hate to me. Just being a buck. Just being a buck. Because if it wasn't that, why would you give a shit? You know what I mean?
Man, salute, Michael. Yeah, I agree. Like, just the way you said it exactly like how we said, like, nah, like, let me see. He didn't think it was so funny when his bro lost and ran his mouth and got crowned by Harrison. Well, that's the thing. And I remember Wilder, saying like, Jermall can win and, I'm promoting this fight. I can't wait for this fight. Who have you all got? You go to his Instagram. He's promoting the fight and shit. You go to his Twitter. I don't know what more one has to do to get some sort of respect and some sort of just a bit of leeway. I mean, like he was legit crying when he lost. When Jermall lost, he was crying. Jermall was like, "Oh, they ripped my brother," and this is some bullshit and this and that. But
yeah, he went out. It's funny as hell because he went out and really lost that fight to Korobov. That he did not fight well at all. I mean, obviously, fighting on the same night as your twin brother, not the best idea in the world. Pretty damn extra if you ask me, but whatever. That's they're brothers. They can do that type of shit, I guess. I don't have a twin, so I don't know. But it's just weird, man. And a lot of guys that are good and genius, they're weird in their own ways. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys, if you met them, that are really dominant at like baseball, basketball, football, if you sat and hung out with them, like Kyrie, or like some of these guys are weird. Like they're not normal cats, and it's because they're geniuses at what they do. I'm sure, Wilder's a pretty of the ordinary kind of cat, right? But the fact that the entire boxing establishment hates him and hates on him, I think that just kind of speaks to how real he probably really is, man. And in a world of frauds, the real are hated. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You talk about a guy that's really like that, really that good, really don't take steroids. We have no idea how many of these fucking guys in any country are on that stuff, because we've seen that these failed tests, they just only pop up on the people that they want them to pop up on. Everyone else, they find a solution to have the fight happen. So, like I said, man, until boxing wants to get a league and a commissioner and do things the right way, they're going to be in the shadows, man, because ain't nobody really trying to pay. Ain't nobody spending. I'm not paying pay-per-view to watch a fight that might be fixed. If I wanted to watch fixed fights, I'd get the WWE network in my goddamn house. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch that fake ass shit. This is coming from a big wrestling fan, but as soon as I saw the Montreal Screwjob with Bret Hart, I'm like, why am I watching this shit? I'm like, hold on a second. Let me reevaluate what I'm spending time looking at. Because like, I already know it's not really real, but they ain't got to throw the shit in my fucking face. Okay? I'm done. Like, if you're going to have these weird cards and weird events and referees helping people up and, people obviously cheating and nobody wanted, it's like, all right, I'll just stream all this shit then. Like, okay, you're not getting my dollars, bro. And I mean, how do they pay back all the bets if that fight gets overturned? Because you're gonna have people that you got people that are gonna want their money back.
People want their fucking money back.
Yeah. What do you do? Because I mean, I think it's obvious right now he's cheated. So like, what's the solution? I think that's really the argument. I think that's, at the end of the day, we don't know what they're arguing about with the whole arbitration thing. Maybe that's it. Because it's like, maybe Wilder's like, look, man, you cheated. You didn't win the fight 50-50. And Fury's like, no, I want my 60-40. And he's like, bitch, you cheated. He's like, he called me a cheater. I don't want to fight him anymore. Maybe it's because you really don't deserve the money, bro, because you really cheated to win. So we'll never know what's really happening. I have a feeling the money has a bigger influence on it than everything else. But
Yeah.
we all know he cheated. Like, we got these people on the internet. Like, I'm nobody on YouTube, yo. Like, nobody. Like, who gives a shit? I do it mainly just because I like boxing and I got some free time to make videos. And people come to my channel and they're like trolling me. Dude, you're deluded. What are you talking about with these weird ass names?
Yeah.
like what? Like, dude, you're wherever you are in the country or on the planet, and you're on a YouTube channel that's just started, just growing, and you're here to troll me about my opinion. Like, get a life. Get a life. Like, why are you here? Like, seriously, like, you're not going to change my mind. And the people that subscribe, you're probably not going to change their mind. So what are you doing here? Obviously, they're being asked to do it. All these weirdos that freaking had channels, they've had, YouTube accounts for 4 hours, but, they know everything about it. Yeah, okay, bro. Sure. People are weird, man.
Protection. That's that protection.
Yo,
I mean,
yo, it's so funny, yo. Like, when I got my first troll, I was like, wow, these motherfuckers are freaking crazy.
that's my reaction.
Like, I was like, bro, how did they even find my shit?
Man, that's crazy. Seriously. I don't have 400 subscribers yet. And they're just like, I put a video out. I could talk about fitness. Nothing. I mentioned Tyson Fury in the description. Like, I get comments I don't even see because YouTube flags them for being so racist. It's like, wow, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, all right, bet. So, I mean, it just seems like. I had someone saying that Ali cheated in the Holmes fight because his glove looked open, and they're like, "Oh, that's like how Fury did it." And I'm like, "You do realize, one, that's a different glove, and two, he had onset of Parkinson's disease symptoms in that fight." And then this guy from the UK is like, "Listen, you fucking freak, it's this, and that," but that was flagged, right? So because I go to my probably every 2 weeks, I go to my spam or held for review, and whenever I check it, really, and I just see like all these comments, all these like links, like, oh, Wilder is this, and this and that, and you're an Australian prick for hanging out with these people and all this stuff. It's like, wow, you guys are nuts. You guys are crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, I commend you, you know what I'm saying? Because and we have a lot of that happening in America today. Like, I actually I had to go down with like one of my good friends from college, man. Like, a guy I played college football with, lived with, you know what I'm saying? Like, lived in my, like, we shared a spot, and with our teammates, like, 6 other guys. And you know me, and I know you. Like, I spent the night at your house before your wedding, champ. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, know your family. You've been there, like that, and just isolated, man. Like, some people get to feeling isolated and get defensive about stuff, and that leads to tribalism, and you read about it in college and you think that, hey, you would know better, but people fall victim to it all the time. And I mean, we had it out over something that was relatively stupid at the end of the day, but it came down to respect after that. And I'm very big on respect, so it is what it is.
Oh, man, I'll share the same thing. Like, man, people are weird sometimes. Yeah. Like, things occur at the smallest of things.
Right. 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 And Michael Johnson Boston, man, I see that comment, man, and like, you know, they get real goddamn emotional. They emotional like shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm an emotional guy, and I'm like, damn, y'all motherfuckers emotional. like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just you know, they're trying to make their way. I just hope that whatever way that they're trying to make it, it's worth it to them and their morals. And you know, I guess if you could look at yourself in the mirror, whatever, you know. But you know, I never would. You know what I mean? It's just sad, man. But you know, like I said, they want the desperate. They want the desperate. They want the people that can't think for themselves. That's what they're after, you know. And all these guys are, you know, it's all a big fraternity for them anyway. So you're not gonna have me feeling like anything else, man. Like all these cats know what's up. You know, they know what's cracking. They're not stupid. That's why everyone's checking gloves now. It's pretty obvious what happened in that fight. They want us to forget it, and we're not going to. Like seriously, Tyson Fury hasn't been on ESPN. I haven't seen him on ESPN since like March. And he's the highest paid fighter on ESPN, and they don't put his face on the TV. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Jared Green?
Never.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him there. And it's funny because remember I sent you a few days ago the thing about Bob Arum, about the draft contracts being sent on Tuesday to Hearn and all this and that. Well, you know, it is 2 a.m. in the morning there on Wednesday, and Tuesday just went past. So here we are lying again.
Yeah, he's just a liar, man. Like it's funny, right? So you're in a mediation over a fight that you're supposed to have. Like, how disrespectful would that be to the proceeding and to the person that's presiding over it to actually be conducting negotiations for a fight that you may or may not be able to have based on his ruling? Like, I don't know if you've ever been to court, but judges don't typically like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't. No, I know a bit about like how it works and everything, and they're actually big on like, you know, judges are they're not the most emotional people. You know, they're sometimes like robots, but some are, you know, genuine. And a lot of them are big on respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that Fury disrespected the judge.
Yeah, he's a scumbag, and I don't think he realizes how serious this really is. And you know, it's going to turn out how it's going to turn out. We shall see. You know, we're all tuned in to watch. But you know, the fact that he ain't trying to fight nobody, it's just like, I mean, for someone that got accused of cheating, I mean, no denial of it. No, I didn't do it. No, I can whip him, get his ass back in the ring. Like, let me tell you, man, you could like watch it, man. I'm out of my 30s. I'll just say that, right? If somebody want to come out and say I couldn't play ball and they trying to pay me to find out, we could find out if the money's right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you saying, man, if somebody was like, man, Big Chris, yo, I think you soft, you bitch, like, line up. What? You ain't gotta do a whole lot of coercing of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife over here laughing at me now because she knows I'm old as shit, and I will race you for my bar tab if you call me fat. You call me fat, we racing. Oh, we going foot race. I don't care if you 180 pounds and won the gold medal in the Sydney Olympics, bro. If you call me fat, you're gonna have to whoop me in a foot race to get that off. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the fact that he's a fighting man allegedly who don't want to fight for money, I don't know.
The biggest purse of your life in your favor, 60-40.
I mean, my thing is like, he could get that. I mean, if it's so easy, he could get that bread and then get the AJ bread. I mean, completely clean up. And if he does that and wins both of those fights, you talking about Jordan sneakers. You know what I mean? You talking about Ford. You talking about GMC, Toyota, big contracts, Buick. You know what I'm saying? You talking big endorsements. You do that. Undisputed heavyweight champ, and it's a white guy. Are you serious? He'll be on Jordan. He'll be on Jordan before. Man, look, they'll have some Tyson Fury sneakers out here, bro. Promise you. But apparently he don't want that, I guess. You know, his people got offended, so he can't whoop both of them. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just funny over there what's happening. I mean, like, even with Dillian White and Povetkin, it's like, you know, you hear Hearn going on about, you know, all the venues they could go to, Gibraltar and Monaco, where the drug testing is non-existent, you know? And I mean, you know, and like some islands off of the UK where
the Azores or something.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if that fight even goes ahead as well. You know, there's just so much bullshit going on over there in the UK.
Well, I mean, Dillian White 15 years ago is not even a world level professional boxer. You know, yeah. He's not. He's a big fucking lug. He's not a good fighter. Povetkin, yeah, I mean, he's a Russian guy. I mean, considering the fact that he was on the Russian Olympic team and the Russian Olympic team didn't make a couple of Olympic games because apparently the entire teams were on steroids sponsored by the state. But you can just assume that he's going to always look for some sort of pharmaceutical edge to supplement his talent that he does or does not have. Yeah, it's weird. It's just the whole thing is just shady. Trying to have this fight between AJ and Fury, completely boxing out a 5-year heavyweight champ, can't get a rematch after one loss, after 10 title defenses. Like, it just, the whole situation outside of it, if you explained it to somebody who hasn't been paying attention to all of this but has a general idea about sports, they would say, oh, obviously there's some bullshit in this mix. Like, there's shit in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lose one fight and can't get a rematch. Like, just that alone, like, you could take the cheating out of it. Like, you're 42-1 and can't get a rematch for the one. Like, in what combat sport does that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't college where, like, a Fury graduated from college, bro. You're just gonna have to get him in the pros. Like, nah, this isn't that. Like, they're all contemporaries. You know? So outside of the cheating, that's weird. Like, the fact that the entire industry of boxing basically turned their back on a champ who had the belt longer than Fury had it. It's just, you know, obviously they didn't want him to have the belt.
That is unreal. I mean,
yeah. Well, like I said, man, watch it, man. Like, yo, in a world of fakes, the real are hated, man.
Oh, yes. They sure are. I mean,
they're hated, man. Like, what do you mean you're really confident? What do you mean you don't have to take steroids? What do you mean you're not lying about, you know, feeling positive about yourself? What do you mean you really, you know, feel the plight of your people? What do you mean? Why aren't you, you know, wearing your gold chains and flossing your chains and showing your cars off? Why aren't you talking about how much money you make? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you doing what we want you to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, like, they want to control you. Like, they gonna give you a lot. Much is given, man, but much is required. I'm telling you, like, that's just weird, man. Like you talking about a guy who got in the boxing to take care of a sick kid. At the end of the day, why do you dislike him?
It's nuts, man.
I don't know. Maybe he stole some of these dudes' broad or something, man. I don't know. Like I said, man, people hate over you over the weirdest things, man. You never know. We don't know these people for real. So it's just that Charlo thing, that sounded, that just didn't, I didn't like the way that sounded. That sounded like some bullshit to me, for real. I don't really listen to Black Fight Fan. I don't listen to Trill too much. But I might have to catch that a couple days, see what he talking about, because he kind of bang with them boys, and I think he talks to them and interviews them and stuff. So I know you're a Wilder fan too, so I just wonder where his perspective is on that. Knowing some of these cats, because that was not the best look. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much hard. I don't know a hardcore boxing fan that don't really rock with Wilder, So I don't know. That just was. I don't know. I guess you think he's a man like that to be able to grin on somebody, to grin on the heavyweight champ. I think he kind of forgot where he was in the pecking order of things. Like,
yeah, I think it's best. Look, you got your opinion now, and you kind of laughed it off, and you had thousands of people watching. Okay, do yourself a favor and don't ever do that again. Just understand the pecking order. Just understand that.
Yeah, man. Well, I tell you, he showed himself. He further confirmed to me what I thought about him prior. I kind of was ignoring a lot of that because he is a skilled fighter. I'm not going to take that away from him. Like I've said, man, he's a top 10 pound for pound guy. Him and his twin brother, they both are. I'm not going to take that away from him, but I will just say that I thought that was some bullshit. And I mean, if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. But just, if you felt like that, you could have left that alone, for real. It's just funny how here in America, it's funny how everyone's willing to say that about Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's willing to talk like that about Wilder, but see, nobody else likes to get gripped on about their shortcomings or if something happens to them, and like it could very easily happen to him in a fight. So, but it's the game they're in, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Madness, absolute. Hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to the year because it's a lot of stuff will be revealed. I'll tell you that. A lot of stuff will be revealed. I mean, that feeling you get where you have an inkling about something and you feel a certain way about someone. I reckon this person's like this, and then they say or do something that confirms it. That feeling you get, like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew it. Like, yeah, see, I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
And see, a lot of times you have a good spirit. If you're a good-hearted person, that can kind of wear on you sometimes if they haven't really ever done anything to you, and you get back into your graces at times. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes somebody will do something, and they'll say something, and you'll hear it, and you'll be like, that's interesting. Like, it might be like maybe somebody you meet in school or your new boss or something like that, and they'll say something, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. That was kind of I don't know how I felt about that comment. And then you kind of, you laugh it off, you keep going about your business, and then you forget about it. And then 2-3 months down the road, they really show you their ass. And then you're like, you know what? I fucking knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, and, what you said about, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I've had that so many times, and I understand exactly what you say there, because it's like, all right, whatever, forget it. And then it just happens. You just, damn.
It's hard.
There it is.
And some people are really good at it, man. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, my wife, she can't hear me say this, right? My wife is really good at that. She got it from her grandma. You know what I'm saying? To where she could hear, I would tell her something that someone said secondhand. Like, I would be like, yeah, just running, just talking about something. And then she'd be like, what do you say? I'd be like, they said such and such. And she'll be like, you keep your eye on that motherfucker. I don't know about that dude. And then 2 months later, a year later, they show themselves to be who they are. And it's like, damn. And it's like, God damn it, she's fucking right. And you're like, you'll notice when you get married. You don't want to admit your wife's right all the time. It's like, God damn, she was right. Like, that motherfucker was Snake. That motherfucker was cagey. It's just one of them things, man. You just got to train your mind to actually listen to what people say. Got to listen listen, listen. You know what I'm saying? For everybody on this chat listening to this video, man, listen to what people say, bro. They really will snitch on themselves. People can't help it. They cannot help it. People are far too egotistical not to. They will tell on themselves, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's just one of the things, you know, and you think, you know, oh, he runs with the PBC, he cool. Or, you know, oh, yeah, you know, he went out Heyman. Everybody went out Heyman. Look, some of these guys are suckers too, I assure you. So it is what it is, you know. But big ups to the champ, you know what I'm saying? We riding with him. And, you know, like the Bible said, you know what I'm saying? Vengeance will be mine, so saith the Lord. So you can really kind of rest at heart that whenever someone does something to you, you know, it always comes back on them. You know what I mean? That's just the nature of the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. So, you know, Fury, whether it's Wilder, because, you know, Fury might retire. You know, he might not ever get a chance to fight him again. But vengeance is mine. Telling you. Because cruddy as he carries it, cruddy as he does this game, he's definitely going to take a fall. It's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
Sure
come back.
keeps him up at night. The fear. I'm telling you, man. To the fraud, the worst thing you can do is out the fraud. It's the worst thing you can do. You know, you got people that are perfectly competent and qualified that have, you know, fraud complex, right? Where they don't think they're actually good enough. They don't think that they actually can do it. They don't think so in their head, and they have to fight that, right? But what if you're actually a fraud? You know, and you're actually out here in front of millions of people, faking, conning. It's got to be a nightmare to figure out, to think that people can find out what you're really about, what you really can do in the ring. He's probably scared to death. He's probably more scared of his ass whipping. He's probably more scared of the beatdown happening and what people will think of him than of the actual beating, than the actual physical pain. Because, I mean, he's sparred before. Like, he's been punched in the face plenty of times, right? Like, how scared of an ass whooping can you be if you're a boxer? I think for him, the fact that if he goes in there and fights Wilder, no juice, no gloves, he goes in there and gets iced in like 2-3 rounds, and he's going to look like the biggest fake in history.
You know, it always brings me back to 2013 where Wilder called him out, and, you know, like the dude.
Yeah.
He's always been scared to lose that O. That's why he goes on about being undefeated and no one can beat me. No man born from his mother can beat me, and this and that. And it's like,
it's all a con. It's all a scam, dude. Like, for you to jack the gear the way he is, and for you to freaking you know, load your damn gloves and go in there with your glove flopping off one hand, you've got to be a fucking pussy. Like, there's no, like, you, like, to be that scared of someone that you have to manipulate your equipment to just, and like, think about the first fight. He did that just to keep Wilder off his ass.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, hey, why is he so like far away? Like he's his arm is so freaking, like, I know he's got long range, but bloody hell, like across the ring and on the ropes, freaking Wilder can't fucking touch this guy. You know, early on.
Shout out to Sean Thompson. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just and it's not cool, man. You know, but like I said, man, you can't hide forever, man. Like, you can run, but you can't hide. You know, he will be found out. It's a social media era, man. You can't hide forever. You know, you can't hide forever. And we all see what you did. You know, coronavirus is the worst thing that ever could have happened to him. Because we all got time to watch it and see it. There was no boxing. So we just got the laser in and really do the research on it. And yeah, man. We'll just have to see. I mean, I'm just wondering how ESPN and Top Rank stay afloat if he loses the fight. You know,
it's funny. I'm looking at a picture of the picture of him where he's holding the Ring Magazine belts, and he's got the belts stacked on the shelving next to him. You got the IBF, IBO, WBA, WBO ring, and then on top is the WBC Mayan belt. And then you see the WBC belt right on the top. It's not covered in glass, it's just open. I mean, you can barely see it, but wasn't that your biggest win? The WBC belt, wasn't that the one that avoided you for the longest time? And you want to just put it on the back, like to collect dust, like it's nothing. You know what happened,
Yeah, I would imagine, and and because in like full disclosure, right? So like I've never taken steroids, but playing football, you're going to be around it. You know what I mean? Like you're going to compete with and against people that take it. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what it is. And I don't know what that mindset is like. I'm sure for some people it's not a big deal, but for him to have had to go through all of that and have basically the boxing establishment guarantee him the win, and then he looks at that belt that everyone, his fans and his internet trolls are on the internet saying he won and he was the best and he's the greatest, and he's got to sit there and look at that belt that's got Muhammad Ali on it and Marvin Hagler on it, and Roberto Duran on it, and Sugar Ray Leonard on it, all the greats that really actually did that shit, right? And you got to sit there and look at that goddamn belt knowing that you cheated that motherfucker out of it. So you can fake on the camera, you can fake talking to people, you can even fake with your woman, but you can't fake with yourself, man. And I don't know what it's like to be a fraud. I hope most people on this channel and on this chat right now don't live that lie. And I imagine it's very difficult to live with yourself, man. To know that you actually didn't do it, that you couldn't do it, that you weren't man enough to beat that dude without help, without cheating. I'm not saying I'm the best athlete that ever did anything, but everything I did it. It was me. Good or bad, wins and losses. It was me. It was the best I had, and you can live with that. But to know that you had to cheat somebody like that and get help from everybody under the sun, and you still couldn't really knock him out. You still had to get this damn trainer threw in the towel in some weird way. That fix was in. That fix was in. Just with the whole him avoiding the fight, the gloves, the weird injuries, the bleeding ear. I mean, now that we know that his eardrum wasn't busted, it's obvious that those gloves were tampered with. How do you injure somebody like that in a boxing match? I've never seen. You don't even see that in mixed martial arts, really. Someone's ear bleeding.
What Tom I've seen in mixed martial arts was a headbutt to the ear, which
completely
tore it. But that's your head, that's a different anatomy in the whole. And then I saw one where someone got elbowed in the forehead and there was a dent in the forehead.
Yeah.
But you shout out to Jay Diaz, because he's actually the one that said it's not busted, it's a cut, because the ringside doctor said it's busted, and then he said no, it's a cut. It's a cut inside his inside his ear, not even on the outside, inside the ear.
Yeah,
I mean, you know how much that would hurt? Far out.
That's an object. You can't do that with a boxing glove. Like, the fact that happened and no one did anything. I mean, the establishment's made clear who they're siding with. They actually made it clear when they put that UFC game out with Fury and Joshua in it, to be honest with you. That was weird. There's a lot of weird, like, that's the thing with Wilder, a lot of weird stuff. A lot of people failing drug tests, a lot of weird cheating, gloves, referees, weird things happening that don't normally happen in boxing. I mean, for anyone above the age of 35 that's watched boxing a long time knows this is weird shit, man. Like Fury them letting Fury up in that fight, that was weird. You know, that fight should have been done. You know, Wilder bleeding from the ear, that's weird. That was weird. That's weird shit. Like weird, like Twilight Zone weird. You know what I'm saying? So
leaking blood from the ear.
Yeah, he had to get stitches. How the hell do you have to get stitches on the inside of your ear from a boxing glove? Just if anyone can explain that to me, it's not possible.
You can't do it. Look,
Why the fuck you wear gloves?
The gloves can't do that. And look, I don't want anyone talking to me about lacing or whatever, because you know lacing can't do that. And his word laced up. But the point being is that you know the guy, you know, he looked off even before the fucking first bell went. I mean, we've seen the video and everything, and I will pull it up again one day. I'm gonna, you know, put it out there because even with Kenny Bayless, me and Stormy talked about this. Or we didn't talk about, but he talked about this last year on his channel. He did a post-fight show on Wilder and Ortiz, and he said, "What's up with these referees trying to count everyone to 10? Like Ortiz looked fucking dead." And like he was in no physical condition to fight at all when he got up, just after 10 or right on 10, right? And then Kenny Bayless takes this next fight. And then you got Wilder saying that he smelled like alcohol in the fucking change room. Yeah, Wilder said he smelled like actually, let me pull it up. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember him saying it. I sure do. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Real shady. Like I said, man, like this ain't like, man, boxing is more event than sport, man. It's closer to a big party being thrown than a sport in a lot of ways. There's no oversight. I gotta tell you, man. That's one sport my son ain't gonna do.
Yeah, it's something. His eyes looked like he took a cocktail drink before going into the fight. Yeah, and then he either this mother effer was a drunk or he was part of it. Which one is it? He said he also got elbowed by Fury as well.
I really can't. It's just unfortunate that we like a sport that's capable of such connivery and foolishness, and we're just trying to see some fights. Like if Fury was good enough to beat Wilder, all right, he beat him. Like we could move on. Like trust me, this is harder than just moving on. Like I think people kind of, you know, it's funny. Like people are like, you won't let it go. You don't want to. Well, first of all, we need to get the third fight to get, you know, clarity and resolution of the whole thing. But it would be a lot easier just if he could have just beat him fair and square. We could just move on with our lives. You know what I'm saying? But we know that we're not crazy and blind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we can see. That's the thing I think that the trolls just kind of lose sight of, is the fact that just like we can read your comments, we can look at the video. And that's not Pixar. You know what I'm saying? That's not Japanimation. It's not anime. His glove is really doing the Macarena in the ring, man. You really can see his fingers, man. Like, that's an actual dent in the side of his fucking head. You know, I don't care if Derek Chisora and his damn trainer are going to say that Tyson Fury wouldn't cheat. I don't care if...
Did you see that video of Don Charles?
Who?
Don Charles saying, because that was Derek Chisora's previous trainer, the guy in England, the African guy. He said, Tyson Fury would never do such a thing.
Yeah. Same guy who failed for Nandrolone and said he was eating boar penis. and that's how he got the nandrolone in his system.
Do you know how many wild boar in the UK? There's like fucking 20 of them.
Watcher, you're not getting high testosterone levels from wild boar, yo.
No, you're not. Not at all.
You're not. It's not. It's
You
not
are
happening. So that's the whole thing I'm tripping off of. I'm like, at least for the guys in Mexico that want to say they failed the drug test for clenbuterol because the clenbuterol is in the meat in Mexico. Yeah, they shooting that meat full of that shit in Mexico. How the hell is a wild boar getting nandrolone? So someone's catching a wild boar, shooting it with steroids, and then letting it go free every month. Like, we got to juice up these pigs now.
Let them free.
And then let them free. They tear up even more shit when they're juiced up, these pigs. Yeah, it's wild west, man. Like I said, man, in the game as dirty as boxing, you get some real criminals involved like the Furies, yo, and you don't know what the hell's gonna happen. And they are criminals, yo. Like that damn fight was some criminal hoodlum shit, yo. I'm talking guns, money, and drugs, man. Like, that was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just tell the look on Fury's face. He didn't have a worry in his mind about Wilder in that fight. Most dangerous man on the planet. You're not even the least bit worried because fix was in. You knew it. You could see the look on his face. Jacked up, loaded gloves. I'm ready for war. Oh, he looks off. Oh, yeah, it's going down tonight. I'm winning this fight. He knew it. As soon as he looked across the ring and saw him, he's like, oh, yeah, I got him. Balled over there blinking like he done like a wino. It was crazy. Even Eddie Hearn said the next day he didn't look right.
Yeah,
Eddie Hearn said it. It's in the IFL interview. I remember reading it. I remember
reading it and seeing it. Yeah,
I remember hearing it. And he said it. He was like, he kind of paused in between. He was like, well, it was apparent when the fight started that Wilder wasn't quite right. You know what I'm saying? Like, something was off. And, it's just funny how that happened to Wilder and AJ, and the one guy who hasn't been slipped to Mickey.
Yeah, I mean,
only one. I'm telling you, man.
Scary. That's
like,
scary.
We're talking some watcher, man. Look, we're talking some gangster shit here, man. Like, that's just crazy because everyone, when you say gangster shit, everyone just thinks of like, Boys in the Hood and Bloods and Crips and shit. Like, that's small potatoes type shit, man. Like, that's gangster stuff, man. Like, they laundering money. They got the bets in. They got the bets down. That's thugged out. You know what I mean? That was criminality. It smelled like it. It looked like that was the weirdest. The whole vibe of it, the whole scene was just weird. Had them weird ass undercard fights. They had that weird lead up. That was the weirdest week into a fight I've ever seen. That was just that's something that, I mean, they need the federals on that one though. I'm telling you, there's some gangster shit involved there, Watcher. Mark my words. I'm telling you, there's going to be a 30 for 30 in about 10, 15 years about it, and it's going to be crazy. I promise you. I promise you that there are people that I'm telling you, there was something to that fight there's stuff to that fight we might not never know. That was weird, man. That was a weird evening. I mean, hell, man, since I've been with my wife, and we've been together over 10 years, I mean, of all the boxing Mayweather fights, all the UFC fights, I have never seen anything like the vibe for that fight was just weird. And then when they cut that camera, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I had people over my house. I'm all like freaking out, like, what kind of foolish shit is this in this fight? Yeah, man. Sad but true. It's the sport we love, right?
Man, this is why, you know, why you need to increase his test the far out. I don't know, to get an edge. You know, it's a freaking. You know, he don't want it. He don't want it. I mean, look, the people desperate to say, "Oh, move on, please move on." I mean, they fucking know. You know, the dude did some shady shit. You know, he's a cheat. He is a cheat. He's been it since 2010. You know, I mean, McDermott kicked his ass, so he needed an edge in the rematch. You know, he beat Chisora easily in the first fight, so he didn't need to do shit the second time. You know, Klitschko though. You know, there's so many examples. There's just so much shit that can, you know, just occur. I mean, pulling out of the Ustinov fight at the last minute because his trainer was sick. Couldn't take that fight, you know. Couldn't go in there with his other trainers, you know.
I remember that.
Oh, you know, let me pull it up.
That.
I'll pull it up real quickly. Let me pull it up real quickly. Let me see this.
My man Watcher got the receipts on him, yo.
Yeah, you remember this? And then 257, Ustinov 280. Right here.
He was at Fight Week for that.
2014. Pulled out. After who? After his uncle and first trainer Huey. Nah. Yeah, I got receipts. Don't you worry. You know, I'm not. I remember this is where I think this is the one where he was calling him the C word, and he was saying everyone's a fucking bum, and I shouldn't be doing this sport, and that's where he started to go out of his fucking mind. That's where he was just mentally over there. Those were the signs where I was like, no, he's losing it.
Yeah, he strikes me as a kid that grew up that really didn't have many boundaries. And you know, some guys, like I'm telling you, man, you start playing around with that stuff, man. You start playing around with that gear. You start messing with that stuff, man. It messes with your chemistry and your body, yo, and that can make your mind go kind of. I mean, you never know with people, man. You never know. You know, you never know what those side effects are going to be like for you. You know, what it's going to and how, what kind of havoc it can play with, like your emotions. And you're playing science with you're playing science kit with your body. You know, with how your body works as an individual. And you know, you take some bad stuff and then you get off it. You don't do your post-use therapy. You know, it can go left on you. You know, see how fat he got after taking Nandrolone? That happens. That happens. A lot of guys, that happens to them, man. You know, they use it to get lean and get cut, and then as soon as they get off of it, just the water weight, the fat weight just comes right back super quick, you know. Yeah, he's got his just due coming, you know, at Wilder's hands or someone else's hands, the law, maybe his own, man. Like, we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? People like that tend to be their own worst enemy. So you really just got to stand back and let them do what they do. But the fear he's showing with Wilder, there's no place for that in boxing, really. And everyone knows it. They're just, you know, it helps because they want to hate on Deontay Wilder, but everyone knows that this is some of the most chicken shit stuff they've ever seen. And, you know, it's sad. It's sad you got to be forced to freaking give a guy his rematch. It's just really kind of unbelievable. So, you know, what can you say, man? But I'm watching, man. I gotta let you ride, man. Gotta get ready.
Yeah,
got a super early morning tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna gonna finish up. So salute to you, Coach Chris. I really appreciate the conversation. It was excellent having you on once again. Really good.
Man. Likewise, man. I really appreciate you, I appreciate you for having me on your platform here, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Jared Green, Michael Johnson, Deshaun Thompson, you know what I'm saying? The Brotherhood, you know what I mean? Everybody here, we just and like this is the thing about boxing, man. Like it's all just opinion at the end of the day. We don't really know who's gonna win any fight. So you just chop it up, man. You talk boxing. Like you think your guy can whoop my guy? Let's just see the fight and see what happens, man. Like it's not, you know. I had a buddy that told me Tarver was going to beat Roy Jones. I didn't believe him. It hurt when he knocked him this fuck out, you know. But hey, you know, that's what I'm saying, Watcher. I'm really not over that fight yet. Still, not over it. That was a rough one, man. Roy was my dude. Roy was my dude. Roy was my dude for years, man. And you know, held on too long, I guess. You know.
Yeah, Michael, I remember that. I was pissed about that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you keep finding out more, Coach Chris. You keep finding out more.
I'm not seeing the chat's not populating for me right away. I'm not even seeing it right away. But yeah, man, I gotta jump, man. But appreciate you for having me on, and salute to your chat, man. And once they let me start having lives, definitely gonna have you on. First live I do, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Cool.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
We'll finish up. We'll finish
my man,
up.
we'll chop it up. We'll chop it up. You already know. My man.
Sure.
Peace out, everybody. Everyone have a great night, all right?
All right. Peace, everyone. We'll finish up there. We'll see you next time, and whatever news comes out, we'll chop it up, all right? And with that, I'm out. Peace.